Hi, it's Phil Wilcox from Emotion at Work Consulting. I'm here at Bolden House in Pittimee doing day 2 of the design sprint. And today is all about refinement and prioritisation. It's all about taking big, broad ideas and possibilities and options and refining them down to really specific and tangible things that we want to do. So day 2 is also about learning from other people. So we've had a number of people from within the water industry and outside come in and share what they do to go from issue identification all the way through to kind of commissioning the work or commissioning the project, to find out, well, what can we learn, what good ideas can we steal, what opportunities are there for us to copy or take some of that best practice that they do, and how can we then start to integrate that into what we do, or how can we actually completely change what it is that we do in the way that we manage the process and the way that we manage the projects that we run. Day 2 is traditionally quite a gnarly day, not like a gnarly in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but gnarly as in like tricky, and there's lots of difficult, challenging conversations that come out, and that's what's happened for us today. We've had some really robust, honest and direct conversations about what's the right thing to do, where we should go, and how it should all kind of come together. And what that's culminated in is right now people are starting to sketch. So everybody involved in the sprint is sketching what the new process, what the new way of moving from initial issue identification all the way through to commission, and what that new process could look like, addressing and fixing a lot of the issues that we've talked about and explored on the way through the sprint so far. So we're expecting everybody to come back in about an hour, where we'll review and we'll see where we go, and then tomorrow is we go into kind of decision day about which of the different options and possibilities it is that we take forward. So Tuesdays, day 2, is always traditionally quite tricky, quite gnarly, but we've made some real strong progress and looking forward to what the teams come back with.
Hi, I'm Dan Proud from Turner and Townsend, just at Bolden House for day 2 of the sprint. Today went really interesting. We've had some great examples setting the scene from across the business and across the businesses and wider. We've had some really good challenge, different opinions, lots of changes in direction. We've currently broken out, and my group are redrafting our thoughts of the process. It feels like an absolutely massive mountain sometimes, but at the same time now we are definitely making progress and getting through that in bite-sized chunks. I'm really excited about the next stage where we're going to actually bring everything back together, and this should combine our collective thoughts, and ultimately we'll agree our way forward, and that will set the scene for the final business case at the end of the week.
There's a bunch of these calls on a Tuesday.
Hi everybody, my name's Shane Davis. I'm Framework Manager from Interserve. So I'll just give you a bit of an update on today, on day 2 of the I&D design sprint. So John McGovern gave us a presentation on the I&D, how the I&D's been performing at the minute, and that's really versus AMP6 to AMP5. This has been some really good news stories that the process has delivered 200 days quicker, which has been a really good news story. There's also been some information come out on just regarding cost and cost in project overheads, which is very similar. The current one's a little bit higher, but we're a bit unsure whether that's due to temporary works money or or information that's coming in. So, but very comparable. So yet again, another good news story. Nikki Walsh then come in and gave a really good presentation on IAM, and then how IAM's going to be implemented. A very overview on that. And then we had a very different presentation, which was from Andrew Turner, the inventor who's working with Northumberland Water and the NHS. And that was just a real different way of approaching problems and then solutions. So looking at very much trying to measure the actual the effect of the issue, looking more from a manufacturing point of view. So his experience from Ford and people like that. And then looking at measuring current performance, and then doing small little changes that have a real big impact. So real clever guy, great creative thinker, and it really kind of inspired us all a little bit to for the remainder of the day. So then we looked at prioritisation on the current issues that we'd highlighted in the current process. And then so we sanitised, removed any duplication, and then voted on what the top issues were. And the top issues were having an integrated risk and value management process, looking at root cause analysis, and then really getting the best out of iMod. And that was something then, because we do use iMod at the minute, but we don't get the best out of it. There's more that we can do, and really setting budget expectation with iMod. And then what the team's all been doing, then we broke off into teams, into 3 teams, and sketching up ideas about how all these 3 key areas can now be changed. And then we've also looked at the Ariba process, gateway process, and how that could impact Northumbria Water going forward, and then really trying to align that now to how we're working. So tomorrow is going to be a big day. We're coming up with 3 sketches from each team, and then might be picking the little bit of the best out of each, but that's for tomorrow. So a big day today and a big day tomorrow as well. So looking forward to seeing you guys on Thursday.